Hello, I'm Gemma Pinfield-Thomas, CND Education Ambassador. Today I'm going to introduce you to some nail art looks that I've designed specifically for Sweet Squared with Mothering Sunday in mind. Today's tutorials will feature the CND nudes and also the beautiful pastel shades from the CND Chic Shock collection. We'll be having some fun with stamping techniques using the Yours Cosmetics range, and of course a little sparkle courtesy of Lecenté. The first look I've created for you today combines simple floral stamping with both matte and super shiny chrome ombre finishes. I have already applied 2 coats of CND shellac in Unlocked and cured each coat in the CND LED lamp. The first nails we're going to create are a stamped design with a matte finish. We're using the Yours Loves Sasha Gosson Flower Power plate, a Yours Scraper card, halo stamper, and also one of the small original squishy stampers. We begin by cleansing our stamping plate with Scrub Fresh on a lint-free pad. For this particular design, we're looking to use the daisy detailing in the corners of the plate. You'll see there's an area here and also at the bottom. The Creative Play Polish is applied quickly to the plate. A scraper card is used to pass once firmly across the surface of the plate, filling the design. The halo stamper is then passed very quickly, not too firmly, across the surface of the plate, and you will see the design picks up beautifully. I have completed this process on the small stamper also and set it to one side. But on the large halo stamper you can see, as well as the daisy design, we have some additional flowers that we don't require for today's look. So using my lint roller, you could use sellotape, I'm going to pick up the areas that I don't need for today's design. As these are Mother's Day designs, my daughter seemed a natural choice for a model. Minnie PT is 13 years old and as such knows exactly what she wants. She's reliably informed me that she would like the chrome ombre effect nails to be her ring finger and her middle finger. I'm stamping the remaining nails with the design that we picked up earlier, and you'll notice I opted for my halo stamper for the index finger. The reason I've done this is because I can see through that stamper, and if you look closely you can see that I've actually only applied the design to part of the nail. This is intentional. I've selected the area of the design I wanted to transfer and I've applied that to the nail. I'm now using my Lecenté G1 brush to pat and press the design into place. I then repeat the process using my small stamper for full coverage on the pinky. To complete our matte look, a single coat of CND Shellac matte top coat is applied to the stamped nails using our 5-point polishing method and then cured in the CND lamp. As the accompanying chrome ombre nail uses the Lecenté Chrome Effect powders, we first need to start on these 2 nails by applying a very thin coat of Lecenté Layer It. Before the Lecenté Layer It is cured, we need to give it a moment to settle. When it's applied correctly, you'll see it looks a little textured. It just takes approximately 30 seconds for this product to self-level and become smooth, at which point it's ready to go into the lamp. While the Layer It is curing, I'm going to pick up the design onto my stampers in very much the same way as we did with the first nails. On this occasion, however, we're using VINYLUX, and VINYLUX is a faster drying polish, so we do need to work a little bit quicker. The stamped design is transferred to the nails in the usual way and pressed and patted into place. Using an eyeshadow type applicator and a very small quantity of Lecenté Silver Chrome, I'm now looking to create our ombre effect. You'll notice I don't apply the product immediately to the cuticle line. This is to avoid a buildup of powder in the area. Were I looking to achieve full coverage, I would actually start my powder application at the extension edge and gradually work my way backwards towards the cuticle line. Our chrome ombre fade is then sealed in with a single coat of CND Shellac Original Top Coat. And there we have it, 2 complementary looks, one super shiny chrome and one beautiful matte. But as I've pampered my daughter, I really should pamper my mum, especially as she's a qualified nail professional who likes to help out in my salon up to scratch. For this reason, we call her Mama Scratch. In this part of the tutorial, I'm going to be looking at very similar techniques to those that we've already explored. But I couldn't resist incorporating the Chic Shock collection for a beautiful pop of springtime colour. Mama Scratch has opted for her favourite colour from the Nudes collection, Unearthed. She'd been screaming out for a while, as many of us had, for something that sat nicely between Field Fox and Rubble, and this colour is absolutely perfect. Again, we'll be utilising Sacha's Flower Power plate, but a different part on this occasion. I've used my stamping plate and scraper, along with creative play in Polish My Act, to pick up this silver design. I now transfer it to the nail in the usual way, and then because the design is dry, it's sticking to the tacky layer, but the shellac underneath remains tacky. So once I have pressed and patted the design into place using my G1 brush, I am able to apply some Lecenté glitter, and the glitter just adheres to the tacky shellac areas, not to the design. The glitter I'm using is Golden White Iridescent by Lecenté, and I'll keep it to one side because I have another use for it later on. Once all the glitter particles are nice and flat on the nail and we've swept away any excess from the sidewalls and cuticle line, it's time to select the appropriate top coat for our client's needs. This is applied in one coat straight onto the glitter to give a beautiful flawless finish. As you can see, there is still a really good amount of the design left on my stamper to use on another nail. But now we come to the colourful part. I don't have a palette or a tile to hand, so I'm just using the lid from my halo stamper as a palette. You'll see I'm dispensing a drop of each of my CND Chic Shock VINYLUX collection. I've also got Lush Tropics as well because I need a green for my leaves. Taking my Lecenté D3 Detailer brush, I'm now going to take the colours that I have in my palette and transfer them across to the stamper. You'll see that where I'm applying this yellow, it doesn't really seem to be done with much precision, and the reason is I'm looking for the yellow to form the centre of the flower, and then I'm going to take this particular pink here, Candied, really beautiful colour, and I'm going to apply that to the outer portion of the petals. You will notice I turn my stamper over from time to time just to see how my design is looking and whether I like the position of each colour and where I'm going to apply my next colour. One of the things we love so much about VINYLUX is how fast it dries, but you'll see I'm still able to use it for this purpose. If, however, you were looking for a slower drying polish to give you a little more playtime, we do of course have our Creative Play range. Before I go ahead and transfer the finished design to the nail, I'm just taking the opportunity to hold the stamper, hover it above the nail and have a peep just to see if there's any areas that need a little colour. I've found one small flower at the bottom here that could do with being filled in, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now before I transfer that design across. Once the design is dry on the stamper, I'm going to transfer it over in the usual way to the tacky top film of the CND Shellac colour. The Lecenté G1 brush is used to pat and press the design into place, and while I'm doing this I notice there's a small section down this side where we haven't quite had full transfer of the design. This absolutely isn't a problem and is one of the major advantages of having a halo stamper, in that we can see through it to match up the section that was missing, press down and transfer that extra piece over. We're then pressing and patting that into place, and you'll notice that because the design has been filled in, it has a little more structure. So you do have these overlapping pieces that are just in the way a little bit around the edges. As you've seen, an orange wood stick or a precision probe is perfect to detach to the design from the surrounding skin. Once we've done that, a little press down with a G1 brush, just to ensure that those last pieces are nice and flat, and then an application of the most appropriate top coat for your client's needs completes this particular design. To complete Mama Scratch's nails, in addition to the two designs I've shown you, I used a little golden white iridescent glitter, just fading down gently from the cuticle area on the middle finger, and Polish My Act Creative Play was used again with the same stamping plate to just transfer a very simple, stamped, no fuss design on the index finger. But I couldn't leave you without a little option thrown in there for the more vampish mothers amongst us. This particular set were created with CND Shellac in Oxblood, but could just as easily be replicated with another dark red, such as Bloodline. Here we have meticulously manicured, beautiful natural nails, with 2 layers of CND Shellac in Oxblood that have been cured in the CND LED lamp. I think we're all allowed favourites, and it's no great secret that where stamping's concerned, the Yours Loves Fee vintage lace plate is mine. You have the option of hand painting the little hearts on the pinky finger, or you can easily pick them up from the Yours Loves Natalia trendy netting plate. As usual, any areas that aren't required are removed simply and quickly with a lint roller. An application of your chosen CND Shellac top coat completes this look. Thank you so much for watching today. If you found it useful and you'd like to get in touch on social media, I can be found most places at LadyPT CND.